You're watching News Leader 9 with Cheryl Renee and meteorologist Greg Majewski.
Welcome back to News Leader 9 at noon. You're taking a live look from our Alpha Insurance Sky Cam overlooking Manchester Expressway and Columbus. A little bit cloudy, yeah, definitely.
Impact the temperature, and hopefully we'll get some breaks and maybe warm up to the 50s, what we're expecting for today. But it's going to be a tough battle. But I tell you, we were talking about this morning, and the forecast challenges this week, Chandy, are going to be pretty big. You want to see some cold air?
I want to see some cold air.
I'll show you some really cold air. Now, folks ask me, why do I care about what's going on up in Canada? Well, I'll tell you why you got to worry about what's going on up in Canada, because you've got some very cold air up here. Some of the coldest air I've seen in a long time, taking up a great part of Canada. Check out the below zero readings here. Minus 44 up in the Northwest Territory. And some of this cold air is going to be making a dive for the northeastern portions of the United States, and we're going to get a glancing blow. It's just a question of how much later in the week, and that's going to have a big impact on our temperatures, especially as we head toward Friday. Other things that are trending in our forecast right now is we're looking at the cloudy skies and filtered conditions for today, looking at a dry New Year's Eve. So good news for you folks heading out for New Year's Eve celebrations, and then the cold shot that'll be coming in, heading as we head toward Friday. Now, right now, the radar is looking pretty clear. We are seeing some returns out here. A lot of this is just very high-level moisture, nothing that's reaching the ground, and I'm not expecting any rainfall to continue for this afternoon. Temperatures across the southeast, kind of a big stretch here. We do have a frontal boundary up in here, 38 up in Huntsville, 46 in Birmingham, but a 62-degree temperature down in Valdosta. Not bad. So we got some cold air trying to make its way and move in across the southeast as we head through the period. Now, you see the front up here right now. Lots of cloudy skies out there, and if the clouds continue to stay this thick across the area, may not reach the upper 50s as we're anticipating, maybe more toward the middle 50s for highs this afternoon, depending on how thick that cloud cover stays for us through the forecast. Now, watch the model. Going to bring in that front, and that front's going to sink to the south, and it's going to wash out, pretty much just die out, stall across the area. Then we're going to watch another front that's going to come in from the north, and this frontal system will be arriving into Thursday. Now, the question here is with the models for Wednesday, Thursday. Some of the models are bringing a lot of this moisture you see down here in Florida and bringing it up over Columbus and keeping us pretty wet for Wednesday, late Wednesday and into Thursday morning. This particular model is keeping us dry, so some big question marks in here on Wednesday and Thursday. And then once this front blows on through, we're going to see cold temperatures arriving for Friday, and at least the weekend right now is looking pretty good. Looking at our forecast highs for today, going to stay into the 50s for East Alabama, overnight lows, upper 30s to around 40. Heading into the Georgia side, temperatures here again into the middle to upper 50s, overnight lows tonight expected, and into the upper 30s to around 40 degrees. And for southwest Georgia, temperatures today here in the lower 60s. We're already seeing those already in some places, and overnight lows expected in the lower to mid 40s. The rest of the 7-day forecast, here we go, as we're going to see temperatures here holding in the 50s, overnight lows in the 40s to 30s. Now, I'm going to keep it just a slight chance of rain in there for Wednesday and Thursday for right now, but those could go up depending on what happens with the models. And then there's that cold shot there coming in on Friday with some of that cold Canadian air getting in here. But it quickly moves out. We warm up into the weekend.
And like you said, it's good to pay attention what happens in Canada, because it's going to trickle down here.
It's going to trickle down here sometime.
Okay, thanks, Greg.